I Zoomed with this gentleman and his colleague from the Knuckleheads Podcast when it was coming out. Quentin Richardson and this man give you some great insight to the NBA and life in general on their Knuckleheads Podcast, where all podcasts can get acquired. Darius Miles back here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Darius?
I'm good. How you doing?
Better for talking to you. What do you think of this play-in tournament? What do you think of it?
Oh, I think it's exciting. If I was playing in, I probably wouldn't want to play the extra game. But, yeah, I think it's exciting. I think we're going to see a lot of 50-point games, 40-point games, we're going to see teams come from that 10th spot and get on in and knock somebody out there 8 and 7.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we're going to see that this year, and that may be. Well, look, it's definitely something that I know that players are perhaps, as you pointed out, not too happy about playing in. And I imagine one of those tonight would be Steph Curry. I mean, he's in an elimination game tonight, as opposed to already being in the tournament. I'd be very nervous if I'm an entity that would love to see Steph Curry in, Warriors or the league, right?
Yeah, they definitely got to be cautious. They got to play their best game now. Because if they don't, Washington just blew out, the Pacers. I know the Pacers didn't want to come in and play like that. So now with Steph Curry, it's definitely butterflies, but, he do what he do.
And that is something else, according to, all of our eyesight. It was really something what we saw the other night. So, Darius, who do you think, I guess Utah will be flying the Memphis Grizzly flag tonight. They don't want any piece of what the Warriors might give us. How dangerous do you think the Lakers are going to be now that they've gotten through into the big tournament, Darius?
I think they're definitely going to be dangerous, but I think Phoenix is with Chris Paul and Brooks. I think they definitely going to test their might.
Well, how do you see it playing out?
I think they're going to go about 6. At least 6, 7 games. I think it's going to be. It's not going to be a pushover. I think Phoenix can revamp their organization, and they ain't come to play. And I know they ain't come to play with definitely Chris Paul leading them.
And what did you make of LeBron saying he doesn't think he'll ever be 100% again with his high ankle?
I think that's true. We all believe we're a superhero until the injuries start getting on us and you start slowing down a little bit. I think he's just speaking the truth.
Did you ever sense something like that happening with you in your career, Darius?
Yeah, you definitely do. It got to that point with my knees that I had that first surgery, and I never felt like I was jumping the same. You feel invisible when you can do all your things that you worked so hard to create in your body, but after injuries and 82 games every year, you start to slow down a little bit.
Do you think, let's talk about your former team and the Clippers, Darius. I'm with Darius Miles here on the Rich Eisen Show, 3rd overall selection of the 2000 NBA draft back in the day, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what do you think the Clippers were tanking the last weekend of the season to avoid the Lakers? Do you think that was happening?
I think that's just part of the game. I don't think they were really tanking. I think they were just preparing their guys to get ready for this tournament. You always want to put yourself in the best position possible. And, evidently it wasn't about where they was at or trying to get higher. It was about them getting their guys healthy and getting together.
So the concern that we're hearing, do you pay it no mind, no credence, that it sends a message to the locker room that, we want to avoid a certain team because we might have a problem with that team as opposed to we can beat any team that's in front of us?
No, I think they got championship. They got championship pedigree all over their team now with Kawhi and Serge and Tyronn Lue. I think that's definitely not the case with them. I think they're ready to go, and they're going to try to put their best foot forward, especially with what happened in the bubble last year.
So who's the best team in the West?
The Lakers.
You didn't stutter.
Yeah, LeBron James and Anthony Davis is they the defending champs. You got to respect that.
So you think there's the most dangerous 7 seed maybe in the history of 7 seeds? That's what you're saying.
Ever. It'll never probably be this again. It'll never probably be this again.
Well, I mean, which team do you think could give them the hardest time then?
The Suns and the Clippers.
So you think it's Lakers?
I feel like the Suns. I feel like the Suns with Chris Paul,
right?
The way he controlled the game, and he controlled the pace of the game. And I feel like with the Clippers, because with Kawhi, PG, they got the makeup to withstand them.
What about the East? Who do you think's coming out of the East, Darius Miles?
I think Brooklyn, but I think Milwaukee definitely got a good chance.
Why don't you mention Philadelphia?
I just feel like they're just not over the edge. They ain't got it there yet.
Why is that?
They look good, but I just feel like Giannis and Brooklyn look better.
Huh. Okay. When it all comes down to it, who's your MVP of the season, Darius Miles? Give me your MVP.
Steph Curry.
Why is that?
It's just he went on a run. Like, he went on a run, an unstoppable run. He looks like the MVP right now.
Okay.
Like, if you look at the game these last couple of months, Steph Curry probably beat everybody's choice.
I mean, 33 years old as well, doing this year and having the scoring title. It's unbelievable. Who's the best scorer? I got Darius Miles. A few minutes left with Darius Miles here on the Rich Eisen Show. Who's the best scorer you ever saw in person or played against or played with? I'll give you
Michael Jordan.
Give me a good one. Give me a good story about that. You got a good one?
Just when I first met him, everybody was kind of scared to kind of guard him. We was in pickup in Santa Barbara, scared to guard him. And when I just accepted the challenge. I was a sophomore in high school, long, lanky, and, I accepted the challenge, and I blocked his shot. Like the first kind of 2 times, I tipped it, then I blocked it, and then I didn't block it or tip it no more. And he scored everything else.
Okay, now let's walk me through this. How did you get involved in this? Is a pickup game in Santa Monica?
Yeah, Santa Barbara. He has a camp, and he invites 3 high school kids and a bunch of college kids out to the camp to be counselors for the kids. And he invited me, Omar Cook, and somebody else. And after the kids, do their thing all day, we play in pickups. And Mike played pickups with the college kids, and there'd be a few NBA players come down. And this was my first year ever doing it. That's why I did it every year after that. But my first year ever doing it, and, I got on the court first, and like everybody was matching up, and then nobody walked over there with Mike. So I walked over there, and I was the youngest guy there. And I think that's why he respected me. That's why he put me on his brand. I think that's why we got the relationship to this day.
No kidding, because you were not shying away from the challenge of okay. So what did he say anything to you, or did you dare say anything to him after you tipped one of his shots and then blocked another one?
Oh, he said everything to me. I can't really repeat it. But he said everything to me, but, because I blocked his shot and I tipped like I don't know if he was shooting or passing in there after the fadeaway, because I was kind of all up on it. Mm-hmm. And then the next one, he pump fake, bowled me in the ribs, fade away, boom, off the backboard. The one hand fake up, jump in there. He just got to going to work, and it wasn't nothing I could do no more.
So he elbowed you first. I like that. He gave you one in the chops first.
Yeah, he made me respect my ribs. Me putting my hands up and getting that close up on them. So if you respecting your ribs, you ain't gonna put your hands up too many times.
And
I'm long.
Right.
I was long. I was 6'9",
right.
7 foot wingspan. So he was creating space. And that's what he did.
And you think this whole exchange and you showing yourself in this exchange is what led to him signing you to his brand shortly after?
I feel like the reason I have the relationship with Mike and I was signed to his brand and I was there every year and being in his presence was because he respected me accepting the challenge from him.
Darius,
so young.
Darius Miles here on the Rich Eisen Show. When you have it, you and Q having Kwame Brown on from the front seat of his car. When are we having that on the Knuckleheads Podcast, Darius?
Kwame Brown, the brother. That's my straight out of high school brother.
I know that. You go. He was in the draft right after you. So
he made history.
Well, he's still. It seems like right now, he's really he's firing on all cylinders right now, Darius. What do you think of what What do you think? You got any thoughts on the subject matter?
No, I really got no thoughts on it. Wish all them brothers the best, and
how are you enjoying
all the good things.
How are you enjoying your pod with Quentin? How's that going?
I'm loving it. You know, it's like a kid in a candy store. You know, you get the greats, and man, you can tell them how much you think they're great.
Well, who have you had on, and who do you want to have on that you haven't had on yet?
Well, I want to have Michael Jordan on, of course.
Well, is that him calling you right now? Could that be him?
No, I want to have Michael Jordan on, of course, but we done had some greats on this season coming up. We're going to have, like Dr. J. We got a few special guests, a few Loch Ness monsters that people ain't heard from in a minute. So I'm excited for this new season.
I like that.
Week.
Loch Ness monsters they have not heard from in a minute, and then they'll show themselves on the Knuckleheads Podcast. It's basically what you're saying. I like that. Okay. Last one for you. If that was Michael Jordan calling in the middle of this interview, would you have answered that in the middle of this live radio and TV interview anyway, Darius?
Of course. No questions. No questions asked, of course.
You know what? That's Michael on our other line right now. So no, I mean, I don't blame. No, it's not. But I don't blame you. I wouldn't. I would not blame you. So when it all comes down to it, and we'll have you on as the playoffs move along. Your prediction right now: Nets, Lakers, or someone's going to crash this party?
Nets, Clippers. I'm still a Clipper, so I got to root for my guys.
Oh, that would be something else. I mean, it really would. That would be something else. Certainly if, Kawhi and PG and KD and Harden and Kyrie, Steve Nash, I mean, that would, and then, of course, Blake Griffin standing in the way of the Clippers and vice versa would
DeAndre Jordan.
That's right, and DeAndre Jordan. All right, Darius, that's some food for thought. Thanks for it. Appreciate the time, and let's keep connecting. Appreciate it.
All right, thank y'all guys.
Right back at you. That's Darius Miles right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.